The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, law and order interventions, filmmakers search to connect, and PNG off to a flying start. PNG's National Stock Exchange were in Leh yesterday to speak with the business community about the potential for listing on PNGX. This is part of PNGX's strategy to grow the capital market in the country, as well as educate investors, companies, and the general public on the value of investing. A number of interested individuals turned up on Friday morning to find out more about the National Stock Exchange, PNGX, and how they can invest their money for long-term benefits. PNGX Chairman David Lawrence said the market in PNG is very small and is dominated by firms such as BSP, Credit Corporation, Newcrest Mining and Santos.
But it's a market with enormous potential. There are a lot of companies in Papua New Guinea. There's the growing retail investor base, more mums and dads becoming interested in the market. We're starting to see that part of the market grow. But I think what's largely driving that is you can get better returns on your money in the stock market than you can by putting your money in the bank.
PNGX is looking at developing new markets to meet the needs of small and medium-sized companies. Over the next 12 months, Lawrence said they will be developing a grow market for small companies.
And what we're currently calling a passage market for medium-sized companies. And that provides a pathway for smaller companies to grow, to access new finance mechanisms, and to grow into a much bigger company.
PNGX has been operating the stock exchange since 1999 under a license granted under the previous Securities Act 1997, which was replaced by the Capital Markets Act 2015. Initially operating as the Port Moresby Stock Exchange Limited or POMSOX, the stock exchange announced a change in name in 2019 to PNGX, saying the new name reflects their intentions to meet the capital needs of other centres across the country. Sumkar MP Alexander Suguman and member of the District Development Authority visited Miak Health Centre and Gaubin Hospital on Karkar Island on Thursday. They learned that both health facilities desperately need a sufficient supply of water and electricity. At Gaubin Hospital, the morgue is not functioning up to standard because of a low power supply. At Miak, the health centre officer revealed that they continue to miss out on medicine supplies from the provincial medical store in Medang. The little supply given to them by the health department is strictly managed. MP Sugman requested proper documentation of these challenges to be given to the DDA so they can address these issues. The visitors then left for Bagabag Island to carry out the similar health inspections at the health centre there. Similar visits are being planned for Sumgiba LLG this month. The law and order justice sector is among one of the targeted areas being captured in the 2023 national budget. Prime Minister James Marape said this on Wednesday, November 16th, from Bangkok, Thailand, where he is attending the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Leaders Meeting.
Prime Minister James Marape said intervention to address the law and order situation is specifically targeted in the 2023 budget, where the government will work at strengthening and addressing the police force, the judiciary and the law and justice sector. He said while the works at securing a safer environment in law and order, The government will continue to maintain focus on Connect PNG roads and the health sector, as well as focus on the economic sector interventions. Morape added that he will have conversations with world leaders at the APEC summit to establish markets for finished products from Papua New Guinea. The Prime Minister, in the meantime, encouraged Papua New Guineans to seriously consider returning to work on their land as his government works at opening up the agriculture, forestry and fisheries sectors at the top level. He has also encouraged that Papua New Guineans mobilize and start working on coffee, cocoa, coconut and vanilla, adding that the government will still embark on the price support program so our growers get good prices. Jemima Sukba, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. After the break, world reaches 8 billion and a filmmaker's search to connect.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Whether we're playing sport, exercising for fitness, being active for work or play, just having some fun, or just chilling, there is one name we can count on that we know will keep us going strong. Skell Rice. Healthy, nutritious, delicious medium grain rice full of vitamins and minerals. Skell helps us maintain a healthy, active lifestyle so we can enjoy every day.
Skell Rice. Skell Life.
Open Lens.
Susan, I want something.
And Sunshine Nutri-Strong. And Nupla Blue Pla packet Sunshine Milk.
Ah, Sunshine got Nupla Blue Pla packet milk.
Yes, and good pla lo walk coffee, tea, na bake him scone too. Sunshine Nutri-Strong. And scale lo make him Milo or milk belong all picking long drink too.
Nice, yeah.
And now Sunshine Nutri-Strong. And we got vitamins and minerals too.
Sunshine Nutri-Strong, the new nutritious milk from Sunshine.
SP Lager was there for the birth of our nation. We cheered when we dominated the Pacific Games. And we were full of pride when the Hunters lifted the cup. SP Lager, cheers to 70 years.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi Trubla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome back. While the world rejoices over a milestone achieved with the world reaching a population of 8 billion globally, Papua New Guinea Statistics Office remains quiet on its country's population because there has not been any tangible census done in the last 20 years. On Wednesday, 15th November, the National Statistics Office, in collaboration with the UNFPA, held a conference for stakeholders to celebrate the crossover to 8 billion population.
Due to many factors, including the COVID-19 pandemic, the National Statistics Office has not been able to carry out a proper census to determine real population numbers for Papua New Guinea. Thus, Heidil Keller, Deputy National Statistician, could only deliberate on the formation of the world population.
World population by country, half of the 8 billion people added to the world population was a result of Asia's demographic expansion. Africa made the second largest contribution of almost 400 million. 10 countries contributed to more than half of the population growth, leading from the 7th to the 8 billion.
China was by far the largest contributor, followed by India and the United States.
In terms of the ranking of the countries by population, today 2/3 of the global population lives in a country or area where lifetime fertility is below 2.1 births per woman, also known as the replacement fertility.
For Papua New Guinea, the estimated population share is only 0.92% and is ranked 97 from among 235 countries. In the absence of a population census, National Statistics Office and UNFPA invited WorldPop, a research unit within the University of Southampton, to share their experience with the Papua New Guinea stakeholders.
Who is specializing on doing spatial data analysis and spatial data modeling. We are providing a number of data sets, hopefully useful for the decision makers. And one of our most important aspect or objective to achieve is providing as reliable population estimates and population characteristics as possible for decision makers. So everyone is counted, everyone is looked after in the country. So next slide, please.
WorldPop conducted a short training for stakeholders last week, introducing the alternative tools and methods that are available to be used in the absence of a real census. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
Papua New Guinea and Singapore have signed a memorandum of understanding to signify their collaboration in carbon markets. This is part of their efforts to meet their respective national determined contributions commitment under the Paris Agreement. Minister for Environment, Conservation and Climate Change, Simo Kilepa, and Singapore's Minister for Sustainability and the Environment, Grace Fu, signed the MOU for their respective governments, witnessed by PNG and Singapore delegates and invited guests at COP27.
Minister for Environment, Conservation and Climate Change, Simo Kilepa, and Singapore's Minister for Sustainability and Environment, Grace Fu, have signalled the MOU as a clear demonstration of a joint partnership to fight the growing adverse impacts of climate change affecting countries and the world.
I'm pleased to sign this MOU with Minister Simo Kilepa, which demonstrates the common interest and commitment of Singapore and Papua New Guinea to collaborate under Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. This MOU signals our two countries' common desire and commitment to collaborate on high-quality carbon markets.
The Memorandum of Understanding will be a collaboration in carbon markets.
This occasion, in my view, sets a good start for our continued and strengthened dialogue and cooperation forward to working with you on shared areas of mutual interest between our two countries.
Under the MOU, Singapore and Papua New Guinea will work towards an implementation agreement that will set out the bilateral framework for the transfer of carbon credits, with corresponding adjustments aligned with Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. The MOU will further contribute to strengthening the existing bilateral relations between both countries and foster constructive dialogue and cooperation in areas of mutual interest, including on climate change, trade and investment.
Let me take this opportunity to briefly say that Singapore is an important close neighbor, friend and development partner for Papua New Guinea. We value the bilateral partnership and also in the multilateral.
Alana Hicks, a writer and film director, was born and raised in Port Moresby. She moved to Sydney, Australia, and now comes to PNG regularly because she has roots in Poribada village where her mother comes from. She was 12 years old when she migrated to Australia, where she experienced a different lifestyle. While adjusting to the new lifestyle, she lost connection to her PNG cultural heritage.
Now a qualified creative writer and film director, Alana Hicks tries to capture her life experiences in writing and finally onto the big screen. Hicks has produced 2 films. Hicks was born and raised in Port Moresby, but migrated to Australia when she was a young girl. Her mother hails from Porabada village. In her adulthood, Hicks is reconnecting with her PNG roots. Hicks invited members of the public who have similar aspirations and experience in writing PNG stories and creating short films to watch a couple of her short films.
So Papua New Guinea has a really important and significant place in my heart because my mum, like people will know, tells stories. She loves to tell stories, and Papua New Guinea has such a strong oral storytelling tradition that for me I felt like it was really critical that I capture her stories before they disappear.
As a writer and a director, Hicks always wanted to tell stories, to be a writer, but never understood what kind of stories she wanted to tell.
Eventually, more recently, once I've understood craft and once I've understood how to tell a story, it's taken a very long time, almost 20 years, to understand what are the stories that I want to tell and why.
Hicks wanted to communicate who she was when she was a young teenager and trying to find her place in the world.
I'm a mixed-race Papua New Guinean Australian, and I'm a migrant young woman who lives in Sydney but who yearns to understand where I've come from. And because of the cultural dislocation of migrating to Australia when I was quite young, I have lost a sense of connection to my PNG culture and heritage.
So this is a journey to recapturing where she comes from and who she is in order to see the future she wants. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
And that ends the news segment. In sports, Aussie face off with Samoa and Pukpuk smash Kiribati.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Magic tasty rice makes tasty rice.
Making white flour rice become my favorite below family one-time meat tasty belong Maggie tasty rice. Put him 2 pela cup rice long pot, add him water, na 1 pela packet Maggie tasty rice. Mix him good na boil him rice. Make him white pela rice come up tasty one-time Maggie tasty rice. Maggie, the taste PNG loves.
You got that smile, oh, it lightens up the street for a mile. 'Cause being down doesn't suit your style. Hold your head up, 'cause love will keep on going strong. And then smile, it's a given when everything seems lost. Don't try.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
Welcome back. Old Trafford plays host to the Rugby League World Cup final early Sunday PNG time as Australia and Samoa do battle for the honour of being crowned the best team on the planet. After two semi-finals dripping in drama, more history is sure to be made in Manchester this weekend as the sports dominant force in Australia takes on a first-time finalist in Samoa.
As impressive as Samoa were in the semi-final, and even accounting for the fact that they are now closer to the level of the World Cup's best than perhaps ever before, it is still hard to look past an Australian win this weekend. The Kangaroos simply know how to win at this stage. Their record at World Cups is scarcely believable, and there is no end to the eye-catching statistics which underline their dominance. For example, they have won their last 18 World Cup games on English soil by an average margin of 45 points, last failing to win a World Cup game in England more than 27 years ago. Samoa are on their best run of form for 28 years, but to put that into context, this is a run of 4 straight wins, so it is easy to see why they are classed as such major underdogs for this match. An upset is not completely beyond the realms of possibility, considering what Samoa did to England in the semi-finals. But all logic points to an Australian win by a relatively comfortable margin. Australia remarkably came through their fierce and feisty battle with New Zealand unscathed on the injury front, enabling Meninga to name an unchanged squad for this weekend's final. Head-to-head, these two teams have only ever met on 3 previous occasions, with Australia winning all of those comfortably. The most recent of clashes came in 2017 World Cup quarter-final when Samoa was unable to even lay a glove on the trophy-bound Kangaroos as the host nation surged to a 46-0 victory. The match is scheduled for 2 a.m. Sunday morning PNG time. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
PNG Pukpuks and the PNG Palais have kicked off their Oceania Sevens Rugby Challenge campaign with big wins today at the Hugh Courtney Oval, North Brisbane. The Palais off to a flyer in their opener against one of the heavyweights of the tournament, Tonga, defeating them 33 points to nil in a one-sided affair. In the men's, PNG smashed Kiribati 71-zip, sending out a big statement they won't be easy beats in this tournament. PNG Palais speed demon Naomi Kelly was a class above her opponent, showing a good clean of heels in the first half with back-to-back tries that set the platform for the team. Here are the highlights.
Sigeway, and she flings it wide and playing with plenty of width is PNG. Great interchange of passing and numbers out wide, they can get it. Good run there from Kelly, and Kelly may go all the way. Naomi Kelly, welcome to Oceania Rugby. And they go coast to coast for try number 1.
Well, we spoke about
these two sides. As PNG forced the turnover, so they have possession now and go left side. And here's the danger woman, Kelly, once again. You can't give her any space because she will make you pay, and she does just that with her second try. And PNG making plenty of inroads, and down the right-hand side, she puts on the gas. And Kaputin, the number 9. It'll be signed, sealed and delivered for PNG, the final statement. And what a performance for them. And aren't they happy too? They're fired up. There's a bit of a celebration there. We love to see it. 31 points to nil.
And finally, Kumul Petroleum Holdings PNG Pukpuk Sevens team have kicked off their Oceania Sevens tournament campaign in style when they annihilated Kiribati 71 points to nil in their first pool match today. PNG's pace, skill, energy and power across the park proved too much for Kiribati to handle as they went on a scoring spree with 11 unanswered tries. Here are the highlights.
In the predominantly yellow jersey, Tom on's the call. That was up in the air for an eternity, but through the middle. They go right side now. Sees a bit of space on the outside, and here's enough speed down that right edge, and didn't he turn it on there? Paul Tono. Plenty of speed on the outside, and there's the first try for PNG.
If Tono could hear him through the
big bodies there. Some ferocious defence, and that one doesn't go to hand, so PNG play quickly now and tries to spot an opportunity that left-hand side. Here we go once again for PNG. There's the fend, once again. And Joshua Nina down that right-hand side. Joseph Chotitana in the 12 jersey opens the account. Some fancy footwork, and PNG flood the breakdown and force the turnover once again. So this is where they can make you pay. Plenty of opportunity out wide, and here they go, jinking and driving, and puts on the hammer on the outside. Matu fresh onto the field. He opens his account, he slides it across the try line. Just does enough to hold the defence off and use his speed to do the rest. And that one over the top, so PNG with possession now back into the try scorer's hands. And now Voko, and he beats one and beats a second. And he wastes no time, and Papua New Guinea will hit 70 here. A sensational outing.
It'll be enterprising play from the Kiribati, kicking it from their own in goal. The PNG just thrive off that, as they have done all game.
And that ends the news tonight. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.